For centuries, the name Mary Magdalene has carried a very specific set of associations. We are taught to see the weeping sinner, the fallen woman, the repentant prostitute. Classical art and modern thrillers have worked together to cement this image. From the ceilings of Renaissance chapels to modern bestsellers, her identity is almost always tied to her sexuality or her shame. But the historical record tells a different story, and the institutional church is finally acknowledging it. In 2016, Pope Francis elevated her feast day to the same level as the male apostles. This shift honors a title given to her by the early church, Apostola Apostolorum, the apostle to the apostles. Between the 1st century and the present, something happened to her identity. The foundational witness of the resurrection was somehow rebranded as history's most famous fallen woman. To find the historical Mary, we have to look toward Magdala. This was a thriving Jewish commercial center on the Sea of Galilee, known for prosperous fishing. This carving of a menorah on the Magdala stone provides a glimpse into the status of her hometown. It shows that Mary came from a wealthy and religiously significant center of Judean life. The Gospels mention she was cured of 7 demons. In the 1st century, this was a description of physical or spiritual affliction, not a comment on her character or morality. Far from being a social outcast, she was a primary disciple and a woman of means. Luke records that she and several other women funded Jesus' ministry from their own resources. Mary was a primary disciple who followed the movement from Galilee to its end in Jerusalem. While others fled the city in terror, she remained at the foot of the cross. After the crucifixion, the early Christian movement faced a crossroads: the hierarchical path led by Peter, and the visionary, inclusive path associated with Mary. In 1945, a discovery in an Egyptian cave unearthed a library of suppressed texts. These Gnostic Gospels provided an alternative record of Mary's authority. The Gospel of Mary portrays her as the disciple who best understood the Master's teachings. This papyrus codex reveals her spiritual insights. It also documents Peter's frustration and refusal to accept that a woman was closer to the teacher than the men. Mary's visionary influence challenged the emerging hierarchy. To stabilize the power structure, her authority was neutralized. In 591 AD, Pope Gregory the Great delivered a sermon that effectively overwrote Mary's history with a new, sanctioned identity. Gregory used literary fusion. He merged 3 separate biblical women, the anonymous sinner, Mary of Bethany, and Mary of Magdala, into a single composite character. He redefined her affliction, declaring that her 7 demons were actually the 7 deadly sins of sexual immorality. The result was a total transformation in art and theology. For the next millennium, the primary witness of the faith was reduced to a weeping icon of shame and apology. By branding her a sexual sinner, the Church effectively stripped her of her voice. A woman defined by her fall could be a moral example, but never a recognized leader. The correction began quietly in 1969. The Catholic Church officially separated Mary Magdalene from the sinner of Luke's Gospel, beginning the long process of untangling Gregory's sermon. Today, the archaeological work in Magdala is repairing her standing, replacing the prostitute myth with the reality of a woman of status and significant influence. The 2016 decree finally returned her to her rightful place, confirming her status as an apostle equal to the men who once doubted her. Mary's story is a warning. It shows how easily institutional power can rewrite the truth to serve its own survival. But the truth is patient. They tried to rewrite her soul, but you cannot permanently bury the woman who stood by the empty grave.